Hola, hola, bienvenidos a Esperanza Vence, donde la Esperanza Vence. Welcome to Esperanza Vence, where hope wins. Today we are pulling in the energy of this upcoming Aries new moon, as well as the spring equinox, the Aries equinox, equal day, equal night. In the northern hemisphere, the sun is starting to come out, and in the southern hemisphere, the sun's starting to set a little on the days. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so if you follow astrology, this is essentially astrological New Year energy. So it's kind of fitting as well that the chakra card that we pulled for today is the solar plexus chakra. The fire within me burns through all blocks and fears. That's a thought that we can meditate on while we pull in this energy of the Aries new moon, while I shuffle this deck and talk about Aries energy, because Aries is a fire sign. What is fire energy? Well, here's a card that wanted to come and talk. Oh, Six of Cups. That's a card that represents happy memories from the past, like that warm, fuzzy feeling that you get from, you know, a best friend or a buddy or a sibling that's a little bit of a soulmate of yours. Like, it's sort of like soulmate friend, soulmate sibling energy, remembering being young and having that warm, fuzzy feeling of having that exchange of emotions. Six of Cups, it's memories, happy memories from the past, or something that gives you sort of like that deja vu feeling when you're around this person. They remind you of just being happy when you were a kid, stuff like that. That's good warm energy. Aries is a fire sign. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's represented by the ram. That's energy of getting things moving, getting things in motion. It's ruled by the planet Mars. Mars is a planet that rules action, aggression, war, getting things done. Not so much getting things done, but at least getting things started. Let's put it that way. What's fire energy? Fire energy is the spark that gets things going. And it's up to the other elements like earth and wind. You know, wind can blow on the fire and keep the fire going. The fire can burn the earth so that the earth can regenerate, you know. And then the earth, it, you know, has metal inside, and metal feeds the water, and the water feeds the wood, and so on, you know, in terms of feng shui or in terms of elemental energy. When we're speaking about astrology, there's only 4 elements: air, fire, earth, and water. Fire is represented astrologically as like passions, creativity, and in the tarot, it's represented similarly as the sign of wands in the tarot. So fire is going to be passions, creativity, projects, any type of inner desire, inner drive, inner knowing, any type of message of love, you know, true love, passionate love, something that you're really, really into, something that you really, really feel, you know. Like, you can get things done just by sheer willpower, but success comes from having that deep burning desire within you, even if it's just a desire to beat someone else. You know, Mars and Aries rule competitiveness, being competitive, having like a winning attitude. Aries is the youngest sign in the zodiac, so it can represent health and youth and vitality. You know, the ram, we think about that animal, that's an animal that's very virile. They're very able to reproduce, you know, but they only reproduce at certain times of the year, and then it takes, you know, the rest of the seasons, the rest of the elements to see those projects through and get those projects, you know, through to completion. This Aries season for us this year in 2023 has a lot of strong energy because we're actually having 2 new moons in Aries this year, and actually the next new moon in Aries. This new moon in Aries is going to fall at 0 degrees. The next one is going to fall at 29 degrees, and that's also going to be a solar eclipse. So from now until then, we're going to be doing a lot of planning that will actually come to fruition. There's a lot of power in getting things started right now. I mean, more so than just any regular, degular old new moon, you know? It's the astrological new year. We have fresh start energy in the northern hemisphere. It's literally a time to start planting seeds, you know, even if you have to put them in the greenhouse. But this is just such a window of opportunity before some of the planets start to go retrograde, like after the first week or two in April. I think April 7th, planets start to go retrograde, like maybe Mercury, I think, starts to go retrograde on the 7th of April. I'm not an astrologer, so I don't remember exactly. I just pull in the vibes, and I listen to a lot of astrologers who know. And while I'm pulling in the vibes and shuffling for this new moon in Aries, I'm just trying to pick up on what the cards want to show us who are tuning in to this video right now about the Aries new moon. But I just want to tell anybody who's watching, you know, what the weather is energetically. That's basically what we're doing here. We're pulling in the energetic weather for this Aries new moon. And apart from what the cards tell us, you know, that's flavored by the energy of the planets speaking to us as well. The cards are speaking to us. The energetic weather is speaking to us. We're speaking to each other, you know. If you'd like a personal reading that tells you more in depth of, you know, I can tune into my higher guides while you tune into your higher guides. And basically, I just try to become a clear channel so that the cards can speak to you through me. If you'd like to do that, we can do that via Zoom. I've had a lot of successful readings via Zoom. I really love doing in-person readings. That's always really lovely. And I've been reading at a place locally. If you're around the southeastern Wisconsin area and you want to find me on Facebook, find me on Facebook. Oh, speaking of Wands energy, here's the Two of Wands. That's having the world in your hands and putting yourself out there, putting your passions out there, putting your creativity out there, being honest about what lights your fire, and being willing to share that with the world and seeing what's returned to you. So I'm being honest in offering you a gift, because this is a gift that for some reason or another found me. I won't say it was given to me, it just sort of found me. And get a lot of jumpers, so it's probably time to Queen of Pentacles. Oh, and Wheel of Fortune. Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign. She's somebody who knows how to take care of her business. She's a good matriarch. She's a good mother. She's good at housekeeping. Wheel of Fortune is a lucky card. Just a card of good luck. It's a card of being on top. But yeah, I do a lot of readings at a metaphysical bookstore around here. So if you want to follow me on Facebook, if you're from the area, you know, we can be friends on Facebook, and then you'll be more updated about when I do in-person readings. And I also do parties. I've got, oh my gosh, I have a party coming up next month I'm so excited about. It's a Renaissance fair, and it's actually in a castle. It's a private party, but it's like a mini Renaissance fair inside an actual castle that these people have, like around where I live, not too far from where I live. Crazy. Shout out to my buddy for hooking me up with that. That's her auntie owns the castle, and yeah, she's having her Ren Fair party, and I'm gonna be entertaining the guests with tarot readings. So I'm available for stuff like that through esperanzavence.com. All the links will be below the video if you're interested in getting a personal reading or finding out more about how I can curate an event with you. You know, the tarot is a really deep tool, and it's a very good tool to spark your own intuition if you are in a space where you would just like some extra nudges to know that you're on the right path, or you're curious, you could be curious of, what images the tarot wants to show to you. And I'm here to help you spark your own free will and intuition, So that's what we do. Aries new moon. The fire within me burns through all blocks and fears this Aries new moon. I'm going to set this aside. Today we're going to work with the Morgan Greer Tarot deck. This is my favorite one. I love this tarot deck. The artwork on this deck just reminds me of like the artwork from this really awesome movie when I was a kid. We had a Hobbit movie. It wasn't live action. It was a cartoon. And I just shared this with a friend of mine the other day. Now, he's quite a bit younger than me. And I think sometimes people don't really understand, like, how much older I am than they are. Like, I didn't grow up with, like, Harry Potter. I grew up with, like, the Hobbit, the cartoon Hobbit movie from the 70s, man. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about with your Grimfeldorf or whatever. Like, it's cute. Like, I read a couple chapters of that book to, like, a kid I babysat back in the day, like 25 years ago. But, like, I don't get it, but that's fine. But anyway, this artwork reminds me of when I was a Ute. And that's why I really like this deck. Aries new moon, 0 degrees of Aries. Aries new moon, 0 degrees of Aries. What do the cards want to tell us about this upcoming Aries new moon? What should we be aware of? Tarot, tried and true. What's it say? How do it do? Help me say what I can see. Tarot, talk to me. Aries new moon, 0 degrees of Aries. Thank you. All right, y'all. Let's play. This is us. This is what's crossing us. This is in the near past. This is in the near future. This is in our conscious awareness. This is in our subconscious awareness. This is how we see ourselves in the situation. This is how others see us in the situation. These are our hopes and fears, and this is the likely outcome. The dragons back there always like keeping an eye on things, right? Who are we during this Aries new moon? 10 of Pentacles. What's crossing us? 3 of Wands. In the near past, 9 of Pentacles reversed. I really love this version of the Knight of Pentacles. It's so beautiful. In the near future, 4 of Pentacles reversed. Conscious awareness, 9 of Wands. Subconscious awareness, 2 of Cups reversed. How we see ourselves in the situation, Ace of Wands reversed. How others see us in this situation during this Aries new moon, 7 of Cups reversed. Or that could also be what our environment dictates. Hopes and fears, the Hierophant reversed. And the likely outcome, King of Swords. Ooh, I really like this King of Swords card too. I love this deck. Oh, yeah. it's just such an artistically beautiful and vibrant deck with like the imagery is classic, yet it's artistically driven, you know, like they took some liberties in making the imagery personalized to their own way of doing art, but at the same time it's still easy to connect with, you know. I just love this deck so much. Who are we during the Aries new moon, which by the way is going to be on March 21st in the northern hemisphere here. So this upcoming Tuesday. So after that day, after the 21st, I'd say give it, you know, 3 to 4 days till once you see the moon start to crescent. Like right around the time of this new moon is the time to cleanse and release and get rid of old garbage, get rid of old baggage, get rid of old patterns and thoughts and behaviors that are clearly no longer bringing you higher on your path right now. And either start a new path, start a fresh journey, and or continue on your journey with a clean set of everything, you know, with a clean set of vibes, a clean set of clothes, a clean haircut, for example. It's a great time to get a haircut. It's a great time to make changes. You know, if you've been thinking about making changes recently, you know, it's a great time to start planting those seeds. And then once you see the moon crescent, so like around the 24th, 25th, a few days after this new moon, that's a great time to put yourself out there, to start making those moves, to start taking action on these ideas that are percolating for you now. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. And then after it's percolating, you know, then it's time to get going, pour the coffee, take action. You know what I'm trying to say? So during this new moon in Aries, we are the Ten of Pentacles. Those of us tuning in here, we're carrying this energy. And this is some of my favorite energy in the entire deck. Ten of Pentacles is an energy of just like a strong family lineage. And pairing up with someone, it doesn't have to be a man and woman pair, but this card always carries heavy family energy of generational bliss and generational success. Pentacles always have to deal with money, how we establish ourselves in the world and how we maintain ourselves in the world. And this is us being able to establish ourselves in a way that not only helps us on our journey right now, but it also helps our progeny in the future and their progeny too. This card is usually shown with an elder, like the grandfather, and then this is like the married couple that's of childbearing age, and then there's usually a couple of kids in the background and even some purebred dogs that they have. You know, it just shows their like luxurious wealth that they have. But in this card, it's just more focused on the couple that's here in real time, you know? So if we're buddying up or pairing up with someone currently, not only could it be a romantic situation, but it could also be a situation to where, you know, we're finding some sort of partner, be it a business partner, a creative partner, or a love partner, it could be, or even partnering with our own inner selves in order to create a situation for ourselves that's not only productive, but lucrative now and in the future. So that's really good energy to pull in, especially since this reading pretty much stands for the whole, you know, next astrological year until we hit Pisces again. And then when we have our second new moon in Aries, that reading is only going to amplify the energy that we have here, you know? So we're starting out at 0 degrees with the Ten of Pentacles. What's crossing us is the Three of Wands. What's Three of Wands? Again, it's fire energy, passions, creativity. You know, with the Two of Wands that we pulled before, that's somebody who's got the world in their hands and they put themselves out there already. And now this person is waiting for that energy to return. So maybe we've already put ourselves out there. We have a couple of projects already under our belts, you know. We have a couple of projects that are already established, but we have something that like we want to put out there. We haven't quite put it out there yet, and we're still waiting for our ships to come in from the other stuff that we've already offered to the world. So as a challenge, we might have to have a little bit of patience We might have to be sure that we're grounded in our creativity and that we keep going after it, that we keep doing the work, and that we keep hope. You know, like I always say, Esperanza, Vence, donde la esperanza vence, Esperanza, Vence, where hope wins. Like if we keep up hope and if we keep being in touch with our creative projects, eventually the tide will come in. It's a very bright card, and it's a very fiery card, and it's a card of positivity. So as a challenge to our generational wealth, you know, we just have to stay established in our creative pursuits, and we have to just keep putting stuff out there. In the near past, we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Nine of Pentacles upright is somebody who is doing really well by themselves. You know, they have that coin. Nine comes before the 10, you know. In the 9, we see somebody who is, you know, she's got her grapes. Grapes always represent wealth, but it's wealth that's been acquired over years, because it takes at least 7 years for one grapevine to establish itself, let alone enough vines to pull these many grapes to have like the wine, you know. So this is a card of somebody who has been stacking their wealth for a while, or being okay on their own for a while, so that they can eventually pair up and combine their wealth with somebody else and establish something real in the world. This is a person that's doing well, and we know this because she has falconry as a hobby, which is something that, oh my gosh, I've always wished to do. And in the reverse, you know, maybe this is somebody in the near past, within the past couple of months, the couple of lunation cycles here, we've been struggling with establishing ourselves by ourselves. We've been needing to actually be able to be more open to putting ourselves out there and pairing up and combining efforts. You know, they're combining the flags here. They're combining the 5 Pentacles and the 5 Pentacles to make 10 for everyone. You know, they're combining their efforts here in a friendship way, in a romantic way, and in a financial way. And by combining efforts, you know, we establish strong units, and as we establish more strong units, we establish a stronger community. So in the near past, you know, we were going on our own, and I think it's time now, in the present tense, as we are, to pair up and establish more pairs or more buddies or more, you know, someone that can mirror your ability to create, so that this energy can become more upright and combine itself with another, you know. This is somebody who's happy on their own. This is somebody who's not necessarily happy on their own. This is somebody who maybe does want to buddy up and pair up. And in the near past, they were having problems finding collaborators, basically, in life or in their creativity or whatever, you know. And now, in the present tense here, we're finding collaborators and we're establishing our pursuits, which is a good thing. In the near future, we have the 4 of Pentacles reversed. 4 of Pentacles upright is a card of like hanging on too tight to something, hanging on too tight to your own ideas. You know, you see the third eye chakra here. It's kind of covered by that coin, that heavy coin and that heavy crown. You know, so this person isn't really like open to what life has to bring. They're just grasping to maintain what they've already established. Those 3 coins, and then they have a coin on their mind, you know. I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind, but it's pushing down on my third eye, so I'm not able to like really get in tune with my spiritual self or other realms of reality, you know, my guides or anything on the other side that I can't see with my physical self. I'm not believing in right here. 4 of Pentacles in the reverse in the near future could mean that we're willing to let go of some of our money in order that some of our money can come back to us. You know, maybe we feel safer now that we've buddied up with somebody and established some massive coin, that we feel a little bit more comfortable letting go and letting the path unfold before us. This can also be a card of, you know, this can be a card of saving and being sure to save, you know, because this is somebody who has kind of like a poverty mindset, and now that they've finally got a little bit of coin stacked, you know, they're grasping onto it. In the near future, you know, we might be a little bit just more loose with our coin. Something to watch for. It's already okay to have a savings plan, you know, but you need to be open to the changes that are coming as well. You need to be flexible and aware, you know, that if you grip too tight, it's just going to fall out anyway. So just something to bear in mind in the near future, especially with Pluto moving into Aquarius here. That energy is really going to change on the financial front, like as far as the world is concerned, not just in our personal lives, but on the world stage. In our conscious awareness, we have the Nine of Wands. Again, this is a fire card, dealing with wands, passions, creativity, things that we really care about, things that we really hold dear to our heart, the things that we grab onto to really just survive, like the things that keep us going, the things that keep us alive. And this is a survivor card. You know, this is the card of somebody that's been through the battle, and they're maintaining, but they're tired. You know, they're still hanging on to their creative pursuits. You know, they put themselves out there. They got a lot back, and they got a lot of pushback too. You know, this is somebody who's like battle in the battle here. You know, they're not just chilling, putting themselves out there. They're like in the battle. There's other ones around. There's a lot going on around them. And they're tired and they want to go home, you know. They want to be back home to where they have the world in their hands and they can put themselves out here. But in the conscious awareness, you know, there's just kind of a lot going on right now, especially with the Aries energy. You know, we might start to feel like life is starting to quicken a little bit, and it might take us a little bit to stay, quote unquote, caught up with ourselves and with our projects. And we might have to remember to take our vitamins and not necessarily take a stance of defense, but to maintain our ground. You know, maintain your space, maintain your ground. Say no when you have to. Take care of your body, you know, because if your body's not in good shape, then your mind's not in good shape, and you can't handle your passions anyway. So you have to stay healthy. Subconscious awareness is Two of Cups reversed. Two of Cups upright is an equal exchange of emotions at the beginning of a beautiful friendship that could lead to romance or a love relationship, depending on the situation. As subconscious energy, you know, we might subconsciously be thinking about starting a friendship with someone, or someone might be starting a friendship with us, but they're kind of just like flirting in an unwanted way. Or maybe there's a situation in our lives where we're in the beginning of getting to know somebody, and we might be giving more than we're receiving, or receiving more than we're giving. There might be somebody in our lives who's interested in us and we're not necessarily interested in them, but it's not in our conscious awareness. Like, it's kind of like nagging at us in the background, but we don't necessarily want to acknowledge that. How we see ourselves around this new moon is Ace of Wands reversed. Ace of Wands, aces are always good luck in a reading anyway, so even if it's upright or reversed, I just call the upright card as something that's like more obvious in our surroundings, and in the inverse, this is an inside job. This is something that we need to work on. So in the upright, Ace of Wands, Ace of Rods, if you will, is a card that it's basically a creative gift from the heavens. It's a gift from the heavens giving you the carte blanche to just go ahead and do something. Make the music, paint the picture, bake that apple pie, plant the seeds, do the garden, you know. It's a gift of birth, to start a birth, you know, to plant a seed of another human being even. In the inverse, the way we see ourselves is that maybe our gift is going to waste. Maybe we're not using our gift properly. Maybe we don't think that our gift was given by God, but it was something that we had to work for really hard. This is something that we need to work on inside and understand that every single one of us has a special gift, and it's our duty to be able to receive it and be able to give it back so that everybody can enjoy the gift. How our environment dictates, or how other people see the situation. Seven of Cups upright is a card of having to make choices, having to make emotional choices, and having to choose correctly. In the inverse, the people around us might think that we're wishy-washy and we're not making our choices, and that we're doing a lot of hemming and hawing and talking about things, but we're actually not making things happen. Our environment might dictate that, like, the time of waffling is over. It's the Aries new moon. You got to take action. You got to get up and you got to start doing things. I always say, like, how other people see the situation, it doesn't really matter how other people see the situation. If other people see you as waffling around and not making decisions, or maybe other people see you as finally making the decision and finally getting going with your own emotions, you know, but regardless of what the environment dictates and how other people see us in this situation during the new moon, we know who we are. We know where we stand. We know what's right for us and what's right for our emotions. And we're also confident enough in ourselves, even though we might be a little bit tired and we might be afraid to let go. We are confident enough within ourselves and within our own grasp of who we are and what we want to be able to pair up appropriately with the right collaborators and make things happen. Our hopes and fears in this situation is the Hierophant reversed. Hierophant upright is a card of going with what society tells you to do, coloring within the lines, staying in your lane, doing what you're quote unquote supposed to, you know. It's basically a card of follow the leader, you know. The Hierophant reversed is a time in our lives, which could be our hope, could be that, like, there isn't a leader to follow, so we get to do our thing. But that could also be a fear because, you know, we need to have that confidence to know that God has given us our own power, our own special creativity, that we know the thing, that we don't need the leader. You know, this could play out on a larger stage too, to where our leaders are toppling upside down. We're coming into a time of truth, massive truth on a massive scale. With all this Saturn in Pisces and Pluto going into Aquarius, you know, there's going to be a lot of fog, you know, but there's going to be structure within the fog, so that finally, like, we can start to suss out what's fantasy and what's reality, what leaders are upright and which ones are corrupt and need to fall, you know. So that could be a hope, but it could also be a fear, because when that stuff happens, there's a lot of chaos that surrounds it. But at the end of the day, the likely outcome is this King of Swords energy. And King of Swords is someone who cuts through the BS with truth and clarity. I really like this version. They have the juniper berries here. I think those are juniper berries. I don't know what kind of berries those are. They remind me of juniper berries though. And those are berries that make gin, and it's like it's a clarity berry, you know? The wheat. Like, he obviously knows how to establish himself in the world and give an offering. Usually you see wheat in the Empress card. But the King of Swords also knows how to make things grow around him in this card. It's not just air. It's not just a bunch of hot air. He speaks the truth, and he comes into the world with his own growth, because his truth opens the way for growth to occur. So even if, you know, these societal boundaries are becoming more malleable around us, the truth will prevail. And this could be even a person in our lives. If it's an air sign, it's going to be a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius that comes through, or someone with this strong energy that comes through in our lives, and they speak the truth, and good things grow out of it. So that's what we have coming on this Aries new moon here in a couple of days. Thanks for tuning in. And I would just say, you know, you can be confident in your own passions and in your own creativity and in your own ability to put yourself out there and to pair appropriately with the right collaborators in order to plant your seeds and create something that'll grow not just now, but for quite a long while into the future. So we have that to look forward to. So thanks a lot for tuning in with me. I really appreciate it. Come see me on my other platforms and click the links below, and let's do a reading. Peace.